Now I want to talk about our plucky loser from the last video. That's the guy that was our firm that was losing money, but then waited for the market to adjust. Now again, here is a loser firm losing money. It's not side to side, but we can assume there's a market over here, and hopefully for them, enough firms will leave the market, push supply to the left, raise the price until they're able to at least break even. That's what they're hoping for. Okay, but we're going to be a little more scientific than that, a little more technical than that in this segment where we talk about why a firm would decide to hang in there or if they're just going to bail right now. Now, I need to go back almost all the way to the beginning of these videos and remind you of this. Remember, the very first thing we talked about practically was AFC, the fact that average fixed cost just goes down and we really don't care about it. That's still true. We still don't really care about it. You probably don't care about much of any of this, but in this graph stuff, this one's not terribly important, except in this fact. ATC equals AVC plus AFC. So this ATC line, which has been our key line for like where we produce or how much money we make, is dependent on these two things being added up. So I wanted to remind you of that, okay, because we are bringing AVC back. Not AFC, other than just to mention that it's our function for how we get ATC. So if you were drawing this, you shouldn't have. I should have said that. Sorry about that. Don't draw it. Now, here's the one that I'm going to ask you to draw. Notice it's our basic check mark with the MC, but now we have AVC, and I've drawn it as a big spread. So draw that as a big spread. You'll see why here in a minute. Okay? Now, while you're drawing that, a couple words about average variable cost. Average variable cost is the variable costs divided by the quantity. Now, what are variable costs? Variable costs are costs that change with production, including opportunity cost. So I'm going to again go way back to your bottled water business that you had, where you bought the bottled water from Costco and then you sold it at some sort of a hot weather event. Now, your variable cost there was going to be, that was not good grammar. Your variable costs were going to be the price of the water plus the opportunity cost. Do you have anything else to do? If you do have something else to do, then that's opportunity cost, okay? Especially if you have a job and you could be making money. So when we look at this graph, AFC is sort of implied, but we definitely have AVC here. Now, here is our question. What if we have a firm, and this could be you, where Mr. Pard comes across right here? Right there. Now, you should say to yourself, that firm is a loser because its price is below its ATC at MC. So we would have an economic loss rectangle. I don't want to ruin my nice graph, so I'm not going to draw it in. But imagine Mr. Pard coming across like this. Now, we've said that firm's a loser, but then we didn't really say if they should drop out or not. Well, now we can say why. I am going to say in the short run, this firm stays open. In the long run, if it can't beat ATC, then it should bail. Now, what am I basing that on? Well, I'm basing it on this. Here, it is beating its variable cost. Now, it's not beating ATC. It's still a loser. It shouldn't get excited here. It still should walk around saying, I suck, I'm a loser. But it's at least beating variable cost. Why does that matter? Well, let's talk about you again with the bottled water. Let's say you bought a bunch of bottled water and you made a sign that was your fixed cost and you went to this hot weather event. And you're not selling many. Now you might say to yourself, oh, I've lost money, I might as well give up. But in the short run, like for the rest of that day, you have to say to yourself, well, I know I'm not going to make money. I'm never going to get my 20 bucks back that I put into the sign, let alone the $1 a piece that I put in on this water. So I'm going to lose money. This was a mistake. But should I at least stay here and hang in till the end of the day and not max profit, but minimize loss? And if you have nothing better to do, if you don't have like another job or something, if you don't have, in other words, a lot of opportunity costs, then the answer is, yeah, stay there. You should hang in there. Now, maybe the next day the market will have changed. I doubt it. But the point is, you are going to temporarily stay there in the short run. Now, long run, if you can never sell that water, you're done with this business. You'll never do it again. That's really what this means. If Mr. Pard runs across here, temporarily this firm should stay open because it's beating its opportunity cost. There's nothing better it can do. But in the long run, it can't beat its fixed cost as well, all the way to total cost. It should get out. All right, here's another story. Let's take, I like to talk about little stores up north, if you go up north. They sell everything, bait, ice cream, gas, overpriced like cans of chunky soup, all kinds of things like that. Now, in the summertime, I think those people do okay. In the summer, there's lots of people running around. But what about in the winter? Well, I would contend they should ask themselves every day that they open in the wintertime, am I going to beat my opportunity cost? I'm probably not going to beat my total cost right now. If it's even right now in October, but let alone in the middle of January, on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, no one may come into that store. It's a loser being open. So they have to say, I'm losing on total cost, but maybe I'll temporarily stay open if there's nothing better I can do. Now, I often think if the owner of that store on a Tuesday in February or March or whatever, the middle of downtime, could say, geez, I can stay open and maybe cover my opportunity cost, or I go get a job at Walmart and make more money, well, then they should shut down. That would mean they're not even beating their variable costs. They're down here. So down here, not even beating opportunity cost, it's over. Close the door, burn the place down for insurance money, whatever. It's done. If you're here, temporarily hang in there and see if in the long run you can't get back up to there. Maybe the market will change and allow you to stay. So short run, you'll stay open. And then obviously up here, you're golden. You're making economic profit. Okay? All right. I don't know if that's clear enough. Again, as always, watch these again. I have one more graphic I want to show you. Don't write this one down. It's a mess. But I want to just make a point here. So let's say here we have a firm. Okay, now again, don't write it down. I said don't write it down. Don't write it down. Just watch. I'm trying to make that last part make sense. So don't write this down. Here's a firm. Here's their MR. They're Mr. Pard. No, you're a loser. Short run and long run, get out while you can. Here's another Mr. Pard line. I'll call it MR1. Yes, short run, stay open. Why? You're beating your variable cost. You're beating opportunity costs. Stay open. There's nothing better for you to do. So in the short run anyway, stay open. Okay, what about this one? MR3. Yes. In fact, they're almost making a profit. They're almost breaking even. So yes, produce in the short run. And then finally, MR number 3, yeah, they're killing it. You definitely stay open. Now, the reason I drew this for you, I'm going to put it down in case you're starting to draw it, is that what this tells us is that for a firm, get ready, this is big, for a firm, the marginal cost curve basically is their supply curve. Wherever Mr. Pard comes in, Mr. Pard demand, wherever demand crosses MC, that'll be their quantity, as long as we're above ABC. So this is the beginning of their supply curve and up. Anywhere Mr. Pard comes in, note the D crossing MC, that's where they will produce. Down here, get out of the market. All right, that is almost it. How about that?